What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. My name is Chris. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of Minnesota here. I'm also in sales, and I'm also a proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where we bring individuals on to talk about their why of why they do what they do. I got a special guest that's coming on with me today. She's been a meteorologist for numerous of years at places like in Indianapolis, also at CBS Boston, and now she's at NBC10 doing the same thing. We're going to talk to her about her why of getting into journalism and being a storm chaser. We're going to talk to her about some favorite things of hers, ask her some questions about the industry, and have a little bit of fun getting to know her as well. Her name is Pamela Gardner. So without any further ado, I introduce to you the lovely, talented, beautiful Pamela Gardner.
Hey there.
Hey,
Hey,
good
Chris.
morning. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Pamela. You look absolutely lovely today. I just want to say that.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You're
Just got
very
off air.
welcome. Got you. Awesome. I want to say thank you for coming on to my podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder. And I want to ask you, how's your week going so far? I know we just started now, but how's your week?
It's awesome. I had yesterday off.
Hmm.
It was my youngest son's first birthday, so I was very, very happy to celebrate with my family yesterday, and then just got right into the work week. So it's a great start.
Well, happy belated birthday to your adorable son. No question about that. You're welcome. No doubt. No doubt. I want to reiterate to you why I wanted to bring you on here before I start peppering you with all these questions. So I know you're a meteorologist there at NBC 10. I know you had previous stops in Indianapolis and also at CBS Boston as well, doing the same thing. I'm a reporter. You report on the weather. Some people will probably label you as a storm chaser, but in the sense, you report on the weather, and I report in sports. And I know it's likewise being in this industry. I love making connections and networking with people. It's a rarity that we get to sit down and tell our story because we're always telling other stories or always being an advocate for the people and giving information out to them. So to me, it was a no-brainer because it's something that's different. I normally don't talk to meteorologists a whole lot, but I love to hear their stories of how they came into it because every story that I have talked to with a meteorologist has been different. So I wanted to know your story and your background. So I'm very thankful that you said yes to this.
Well, thank you so much. I feel honored being invited.
No doubt, no question. So as I do, Pamela, with all my guests that I have on here, the first question is the same. What is your why? Right? What is your why of doing what you do? What is your why of being a storm chaser? What is your why of getting into meteorology? Did you have any inspirations growing up? Any role models you kind of wanted to be like? What is your why of doing what you do?
Oh, well, that's a loaded question right there. I grew up in Indiana, in the Midwest, in Indianapolis more specifically, and I grew up watching the meteorologists on TV. I thought it was really cool. But then they were the safe person when they were saying there's a tornado warning. This is what to do. This is where to go. This is how to protect you and your family. And, about third grade or so, I was terrified of storms because it happened every spring right around my birthday, which is the end of March. And I associated, okay, it's my birthday, so we'll probably get tornadoes.
Right.
But then my mom, as a scientist, she was a chemist, organic chemist, now retired. But she said, why don't you investigate and read about tornadoes and bad weather? And then I did. I went to the local library and loved picking through the pictures of books and tornadoes and reading all about what created a tornado. And then I realized, okay, not every storm is going to create a tornado. And then I realized, there's more severe weather and more natural disasters that are just so cool. But how do I warn people before it happens?
Sure.
And as I was in elementary school, I ended up warning my friends and my neighbors and family when bad weather was going to happen. And I used the local forecasters forecast, but I also looked at the weather in the sky and said, I think it might rain in a few minutes. We should probably go inside.
Right. Right.
So that's my why. And that's still why I do this, because I want to know, when is the bad weather coming? Do we need to prepare for a nor'easter now that I live in New England and I've been here for 10 years? And lately we've had so many severe storms and tornadoes too. I want to protect everyone. We all have family. We all have friends. We're all family and friends. And we want to make sure everyone is prepared, because you can survive any of these disasters. You just got to know what to do.
Absolutely. Oh, there's a deep appreciation for every meteorologist out there. No question about it. And I always like to ask this question to the weather reporters and journalists, is that, what is your favorite as far as covering? Like as far as these four, maybe like a rainfall, or maybe a snowstorm,
Sure.
maybe one of the natural disasters of a tornado. I'm not sure if you guys get hurricanes, because you guys are kind of in the middle of it, but what would be your favorite to like cover as far as a natural disaster?
Sure. I would have to say tornadoes. That's what I'm most familiar with. I know radar meteorology. That's really my focus. And one of the reasons why I was brought into New England, because I had that background at the time of our forecast team, whereas a lot of the other meteorologists at WBZ at the time was they were from here. So we all kind of meshed our knowledge together and we learned off of each other. It's so cool when we do come from different parts of the country. And so tornadoes, I would say that's really what, like, yeah, okay, this is what I'm trained for. There's a severe weather day. We know it's coming. I'm ready to go. Hours on TV by myself with the radar in my hand now.
Okay.
The technology has really expanded, and tracking it down to your town, your street level.
I like that. Okay, that's what's up. Now you talked about Indianapolis. Did a little bit of research, so I know you're a graduate of Ball State University.
Chirp.
Right. But you also later on went to one of the best meteorology schools in Mississippi State University, which
That's
I know
right.
of that as well.
Go Dogs.
Talk to me about, were there any other universities that was on your radar that you were thinking about going to before you committed to those two?
Absolutely. I looked at Florida State. I looked at Penn State. I looked at out in Texas, Oklahoma, of course, OSU.
Okay.
But my parents were like, listen, we'll make you a deal. We'll help you pay for college, but it needs to be in state. So I said, okay, I'll look at Valparaiso then, and Ball State and Purdue. Okay. Great schools.
Absolutely.
Yes. Valparaiso, I toured that campus, as well as Purdue, and then Ball State. So with the three, it was wonderful to go and see and visit with the professors and even the students too. When I went to Valparaiso, they said, listen, if you want to go the TV route, it may be more difficult to do with the prereqs. It's not, at the time, it wasn't for television. It was for developing weather models. And I wanted to simplify it and explain it to someone on television at that time. So I knew my route that I wanted to go. So I looked at Purdue, same thing. It was similar to Valpo. And then I went to Ball State. And I immediately was like, this is it. David Letterman rebuilt the School of Communications my freshman year. And it just took off from there. So there were actual meteorologists who were on television, who I helped to work with a little bit to get that program up and coming. There was a immersive program too, where I'm not sitting in class studying in books. I learned by doing, and pictures and drawing, and actually going out and reporting. So I did one-man band work in NewsLink, Indiana for a semester, and it was the best. I tried sports, I tried producing, I was my own camera person, editor, and then I also did weather on top too. And it was awesome. So I helped pave the way a little bit for students who wanted to do meteorology on TV.
Got you. On here with Pamela Gardner, NBC10 meteorologist on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. I love that you just said that, Pamela, because I tell high schoolers all the time, because it's been a while since I've been in high school. It's been some more. No question about that. But that's what I cover now with sports. It's high schoolers, college people, and they always ask me about journalism. Yes. And I tell them, the first thing I tell them is try everything. Yes. When you get into college, try everything, right? You got to find out things that you like and things that you don't like. That's the reason why I say try everything. be a jack of all trades. The more that you are a jack of all trades, the better an asset you'll be to a company, the more they will want to hire you.
100%.
I tell them that all the time, and I love that you tried everything. And I saw, actually, because doing my research, you actually attended the Eastern Conference Finals last year with the Celtics in Indiana. Now, were you torn? Were you torn because you live in Boston now, but you're from Indianapolis? Were you torn?
I was so torn. And I went out on a limb. So, I mean, my husband and I, we've lived here for 10 years, but our roots are Indiana. And my dad is a huge Pacers fan. And I grew up with him going to Pacers games. And I thought, wow, now I can afford to take him to an Eastern Conference final game. And it's New England at the same time. The Celtics are playing. And I'm like, Dad, YOLO. We're doing this. We're going.
I like that. You only live once. You're so right. You're so right about that. Now, who are you rooting for?
You know, I was really torn. As soon as the Celtics won, I'm like, all right, Celtics all the way for sure.
Okay. I got you. My uncle's a huge Celtics fan, although he's from Philadelphia. Don't ask me how that is. I don't know. I grew up in California, so I'm a huge Lakers fan. Kobe Bryant was actually one of my inspirations of why I wanted to get into sports and play sports and write about sports and stuff like that. So I totally understand. But it's nothing like an atmosphere of going to it. So when I saw it, I was like, wow, she went to I almost called it Market Square Arena. You remember what it was called, Market Square Arena?
That's where we went with Reggie Miller and that whole team, the Davis guys.
Right, but now it's the field house. Yeah. It's the field house now. So I get that. And Indianapolis is one of my favorite cities to go to whenever I get a chance to go to, for sure. Pamela, I want to ask you some favorite questions, okay? Yes. If you give me some of your favorite things off the rip based upon these questions, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Here we go. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Oh, that I like to cook. I was going to say I love lobster rolls, but I don't cook that.
Okay.
That I like to cook, I would say tacos.
That's what I'm talking about. Pamela, we might be able to be some good friends now. I love me some tacos now. That's what's up. I like that. Here we go.
I like to add as many veggies as possible because my 3-year-old will not eat veggies. So I add it to the meat and cook it down.
Well, that's a typical 3-year-old. I can understand that. Yeah, typical. And listen, you typical mom, just mix it in there. He'll never know the difference. I get it. Totally understand that. Okay. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
I got to say the Goo Goo Dolls.
Wow.
And because my husband and I had never been to a concert together, no idea how this ever happened. Never went to a concert, and it was right after my oldest was born, and we went to the Goo Goo Dolls in Boston and just had a blast. It was a 90s flashback where we didn't even know each other back then, but we both saw each other in a new light.
I like that. Okay. One of my favorite songs of theirs is Iris, of course.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, of course. Smile was also pretty good too.
Yes.
I like Smile as well. So yeah, I love Goo Goo Dolls. Matchbox 20 kind of was my group too, because I really like the lead singer of that one as well. So yeah, no doubt. Okay, that's what's up. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Brazil. And because I've been there a few times with we have friends there, but years later, my husband's father, I learned later on that he was born like an hour from where I had visited in high school.
Okay.
And it was a very poor community. And we went to talk to youth there about continuing education through a church group.
Sure.
And then, so I ended up going back. And then when my husband and I got married, we made it a pact to go and see where his dad was born. His dad was really sick, and he actually passed away a few years ago from cancer. But before he passed, we were able to go there and show him pictures of us in front of his childhood house where he was born in. It was incredible, and meet the family, and we made that connection. So it was awesome.
That's pretty neat. Obviously, my condolences, and shout out to Mr. Gardner. He seems like a wonderful man. Shout out to him, no doubt about it.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome. Favorite sport you like to watch on TV? This is a 2-part question. Favorite sport you like to attend in person? They can be the same sport.
Okay. Favorite sport to watch on TV is going to be football. Favorite to attend in person is basketball. And my favorite sport, though, to play is soccer.
Okay. I like that. I like the fact that I like soccer too, but I'm the goalie. I want to be the goalie. That's me.
Oh, center midfield. That's what I always played.
Okay, so you like running up and down. You like going both ways. Okay,
Yep.
I feel that. I totally feel that.
Did you play soccer then?
You said what?
Did you play soccer?
Oh, recreationally, yes, I do. In high school, I played football, basketball, and baseball. Those are my three main sports. But soccer, recreationally, I do like to play. But I realized I couldn't kick the ball as good. So I knew stopping people from scoring is probably something I could do really good. So
there you go.
There you go. Once again, know your limits, know your lane. So that's what I did. No question. I like the fact you said basketball, though, because that's my favorite sport as well. And then you said football. Now, you a Colts fan or a Patriots fan?
Both of them are terrible this season. No,
yeah.
Colts and Pats, being here during, honestly, the Tom Brady era, that was really cool. Got to experience some parades and championships and everything. And so Patriots and Colts, hopefully they never played each other.
You know, that they only played each other that one time, which was that, that one mysterious year of Deflategate, if you remember that.
Yes. Oh, I remember that. I know. Right before I moved here, too.
Right? Tell me about it. So they played that time. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. Last of the favorites, because I've never been to Boston, Pamela, so I really would love to come there one time. I need to know, what is your favorite restaurant to eat at?
Favorite restaurant? There's so many, but the Black Rose, the Irish pub, downtown Boston.
Okay. I'm going to keep that one in mind.
Yeah.
No question.
Fun vibe. It's right in the middle of the touristy area, but then also the locals too.
Well, I'm a huge sports guy, and Boston has a really rich sports history. It's a town. And so obviously with New England, the Patriots, the Celtics, the Bruins, and the Red Sox, I would love to go see those teams play at some point. No doubt. No question. Okay. That's what's up. You did pretty good on the favorites. Now, let's talk about your day to day. Now, I want to know, what does Pamela do when she wakes her tail up in the morning? How does she prepare for a meteorology day? Because weather is different every single day, as you know, and things can happen on the fly too. So tell me, how do you prepare for your day? How long does it go on for? And, just talk about what you do between the times that you're not on air and stuff like that.
Sure. Well, first thing I do when my alarm goes off at about 4:30 in the morning, I hit the snooze for 10 minutes. And then I'll wake up right there, make my coffee, real quick, put on sweatpants, sweatshirt, and just head out the door and get there. Just get to the station, because I have a 40-minute commute from where I live without traffic.
Oh, okay.
It's worth it. Wow. It's worth it. Okay. I know. Okay. A lot of us live pretty far from the station here in Boston. So when I get in, I talk with the other meteorologists who are here, as well as the producers. I say hello, good morning to everyone, and then kind of discuss the forecast, how it's been going. I also look at radar too before I leave the house. Always, even if we're not expecting weather, because a few times, we've had some storms that have rolled through and we're like, oh, we didn't see that one coming.
Right.
I'll be honest. So I get in, I put my forecast together. I look at the 10-day, because we have a 10-day outlook. That's a beast. I look at weather forecast models, which anyone can find online, and also put their own forecast together. That's why I tell kids and anyone I visit to talk with, you can become your own meteorologist too. And I put the forecast together. I put some of the information in a few of my graphics just to get a basic show ready to go in case the computer shuts down or something, which we've had computer issues before.
Right.
And then I usually have a good hour or so to then do hair, makeup, change into a dress or whatever. And then it doesn't take me that long. It usually takes 20 minutes to 30 minutes to do all that. I've gotten it down pat.
God bless your heart for all that.
And then let's see, I'll go back to get my microphone on, my earpiece, my IFB, which is how producers talk to me and give me the time cues. And then about 8 o'clock is my first on-air show. And I'm in the studio for 2 hours on NECN, our cable station first, and I give the weather reports. There's several different hits. So we'll do a 1-minute first weather, 3-minute big weather, and repeat that every half hour until about 10 o'clock. Of course, in between, I am always doing new graphics. I'm always still looking at updates. For example, the soon-to-be hurricane, now tropical storm Helene just formed. And this morning, it was all about keeping up to date on when that was.
I heard about that.
Yeah, so it is now a tropical storm, expected to rapidly intensify. And I gave updates throughout the morning show. 10 o'clock, right after the lives, I tape 4 full weathercasts that air also on our cable station. They will air from 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. Right after that, I'm prepping for the 11 a.m. show on NBC, as well as writing a weather blog to get that out for the midday update. We used to have radio, although that comes and goes. So sometimes I will do a radio update as well. I'm live at 11, and then I have like 20 minutes where I can heat up some food for lunch real quick. And then I sit back at my desk, look at the updates, and do noon cut-ins, which I pre-taped for you so we could do this.
I totally do appreciate that.
Of course.
Obviously, prior to me coming on here, like I said, did a little bit of research. I saw some of your videos that you did at your previous stop at CBS. You obviously are very passionate about talking about the weather, very enlightening about what's going on. Like, there's really every detail you pretty much cover, and anybody that sees you do the forecast, whether you do it live, pre-recorded, or anything like that. So I really do appreciate that.
Thank you.
And it's a segue to this next question, because work-life balance. Now, Pamela, I get the sense that you are a very wonderful woman to be around, that you have a lot of friends, a lot of people. Obviously, you're married, have kids as well. But the reason why I ask about work-life balance is because we don't sometimes work conventional business hours, right? You just said you woke up at 4:30 in the morning, which most people that wake up that early are probably doing some factory work, if you understand what I'm saying, like warehouse or something like that, right? So they don't really be working like that. So tell me, how do you keep your work-life balance to where you obviously care about what you do, but you also need to spend time with loved ones and also mental health?
Yes.
A lot of the times, we have people that get burnt out or people that get overworked and underpaid. This industry is all about that. I've had many colleagues talk about that, where they've transitioned from journalism to other occupational areas. So talk to me about how you keep those two things strong.
Oh, and first I want to say my first job was in Terre Haute, Indiana, and I got paid below minimum wage. I mean, my parents had to help me a ton. Like, I borrowed a car, and I couldn't even afford a car, my first car, until 3 years after my first job. But for those who are going through that now, or who are about to take that job that pays nothing, you got to do it. Unfortunately, I wish it was better, and the industry really hasn't changed in the way they pay us in peanuts. Right at our first job, it sucks. Some of us have had to have multiple jobs at once and a side hustle, which
I'm one of them, that's for sure.
You just gotta do what you gotta do to get through. But if you love what you do, it's worth it, and you can make it. You will make it. You gotta put in the work, and it is tough. I didn't have a work-life balance. Probably the first several years, I was doing the morning shift in Terre Haute. I was dating my now husband, but we saw each other because he was a nightside photographer. So I would wake up, he would come home at midnight. I'd stay over. Don't tell my parents. No, they knew that. But in order to see each other,
right,
I'd sleep in his house. I'd wake up at 1 a.m. and then he would go to bed at 3 a.m. when I would go into my shift. That's how we hung out and dated. Like, that's no life. That's not fun. But we did that for a couple of years, and now it's much better. So there was no work-life balance. It was tough working holidays, working weekends, and we still do. And that doesn't go away, because you got to be a team player. In fact, I just put in my vacation time and holiday time, and we rank our holidays, and then each year it's considered, okay, you worked Christmas this year, you can have it off next year, something like
Right.
that. And
Right.
fine. We all have each other's backs as well. That you have to have the flexibility. However, I'm lucky that at this point in my career, I am Monday through Friday, and I'm working a 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. shift, which for my lifestyle and my family, it works out beautifully. My kids go to bed at 6:30, 7:30, and I go to bed with them and I get a full night's rest. And my husband too. And we've had so many lifestyle changes, but we've been married 12 years. It's taken that long.
That's beautiful. I love that.
For the first time, I feel like I'm balanced. And I'll tell you, I'm still tracking weather 24/7. And I'll be on my phone. My husband's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, checking the radar again. He's like, "You just looked at it." He's like, "Can you give us 10 minutes with no phone?" And I'm like, "You're right."
Right.
Absolutely right.
That's the life of a journalist, though. That's the life of a journalist.
It is. And he gets it. So
I love it. I love that. No, and listen, I asked that question because we all need some work-life balance, and we're all striving to try to get it perfect. We're never going to get it perfect.
No. Boundaries too.
Yes, and I was just about to go there. Boundaries as well. I'm so happy that you set those boundaries for yourself. And you said it at first. You said your work-life balance was terrible. It's always going to be terrible when you first start out. When you first do anything, you're probably going to be terrible at it. But as you come along, you're going to get better and better. I know me, we're doing sports. Sports are nights and weekends. And Pamela, it's very hard to hang out with people at 12 o'clock midnight on a Tuesday. It's just hard to do that. I mean, it's very difficult to do. But that's the job that's the dream, right? I'm away from family because I moved up here. I wanted to chase my dreams and goals in Minnesota. Did it some in Atlanta and preparing for my next stop, which eventually will come. I now do freelance as well because I've worked with the different publications and now I do freelance. So people call me and I'll do ESPN sometimes. I'll do this sometimes. I'll do that sometimes. But you kind of learn as you go in the industry what fits your schedule. But you also learn. Go ahead.
Can I ask you? Sorry. Have your goals changed as you've been in the industry too?
Yes, because for me, first starting out, I know I wanted to I was just so excited to get a credential and go to a game. I was being on the field. I was running around talking to different people. I wanted to ask numerous amount of questions. I wanted to do every game, Pamela, everything. And I was working a full-time job because it started in Atlanta for me. Wow. I was in school. I was getting my bachelor's degree as an older student because I actually came back to school. So I graduated in 21. But before that, in 2019 is when I started covering games for 2 publications out there: football, basketball, baseball, and lacrosse. I was covering all 4 of those. And I also worked for the lottery overnight, 9 to 9. So I was doing that because I really wanted to do that. And I wanted to learn to be better as a writer. And this is my passion. But it's changed now because when you get into the industry, you learn certain things. You understand that sometimes everybody's not for you.
Yes.
You also learn, again, what to do, what not to do. I've covered section championships. I've covered state championships. I've had great networking opportunities with people. But you also learn that sometimes when you have to go, you got to go. You got to move on, right? Yes. And it's difficult decisions, right? You had to leave CBS Boston to go to NBC10. It's a difficult decision to do, but you had to do it. Yes. So my goals have changed also family-wise. I mean, I'm a bachelor now, but I don't want to stay a bachelor forever. I don't want to do that. So, and I'm in my 30s. So it's a little different now. My mindset was different when I was 20-something in my 20s. I would just go all the time. Absolutely. Now, life has kind of slowed down a little bit. You kind of understand what you want to do, what you can do. You're a little bit more confident about yourself. You can say no to a lot of different things now and not feel bad.
Not burn out. Yeah, that's huge.
Right. So it's different now, for sure. Good. For sure. Yeah. I wanted to ask this because this actually just came up in my mind right now. If someone were to come up to you, Pamela, maybe a recent graduate, or maybe somebody our age, or anybody else that says, "Hey, I want to do what you do. I want to be a meteorologist. I want to talk about weather. I want to be on TV."
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you give them moving forward?
I would say first come in and shadow me. Come and see what we do on a day-to-day basis. And hopefully it just inspires them even more, because that's what I ended up doing, and it inspired me more. I shadowed someone. But get involved as much as possible, and also do multiple things like writing, expand your writing, because there is an element of writing. I didn't know I would have to do so much blogging and stuff. Social media, you have the power to have a presence already. Set boundaries, of course, but you can do your own video weathercasts with your phone. I didn't have that starting off. So my practice, talking to an audience, telling the weather, was on a green wall in college. And that was my first time there. But now you can already practice the jargon, and not so much, talk about the science of the cold fronts. You can simplify what's going on with the changes in the weather and give local forecasts. We have a lot of meteorologists, or soon to become meteorologists, who are in high school, middle school weather watchers that actually are pretty involved with us locally. And I've done a story with a couple of them.
Okay.
And it's the one guy, he lives on the North Shore here in Massachusetts, and he had a full setup. His parents got him a green screen in their basement for him to broadcast on his phone. I'm like, I had nothing like that. So I feel like, I feel like people now have just endless possibilities. You could even probably pick up freelance work at a small TV station at home at this point. The business has changed so much after COVID. I know a lot of meteorologists who have decided to go out of TV news, and they are doing well, making a living doing either freelance work from home, or they're starting their own weather companies. So just get involved. Do as much as you can while you can, when you have the free time.
Absolutely. And again, there's an A side and there's a B side. That's what I also tell these kids out here as well. The A side is what we love to do. We love to get in front of the camera. We love to talk about, in your case, talk about weather, talk about storms, talk about radar, talk about things that's happening and going on in a scientific kind of way. But you're being enlightening to the public and to your viewers out there in Boston and all across that's able to watch you, right? It's no better feeling than when you drive to the store and somebody stops you, or if you're pumping gas and you're saying, "I just saw you on my TV, and I really do appreciate what you do." And that happens to me as well. And I love that. I love that. But the B side, which I also tell kids, is the work that you put in that no one sees, right? They see the beautiful Pamela Gardner on TV, right? And they think it's a glamorous thing. Like you just said, it took you 20 minutes to put on makeup and a dress, and you in sweats, and you're trying to do this, and you're behind the scenes writing, cuts and edits. They don't know.
Sometimes the kids are up in the middle of the night, and I don't get sleep, and then work or a double shift.
So it's the B side. That's the B side of things, and they have to know that as well, which is why I wanted to do podcasts like this and talk to different people. Because people want to know, people need to know that in order to make a decisive decision to want to come into this industry. It is very fulfilling for me. It is. I love covering these kids, and I love covering different sports in my genre. You love covering the weather, but you have to know the sacrifices that come with it, the behind the scenes. It takes a team to do what I do, and it takes a mindset of, okay, you got to miss holidays, you got to miss birthdays, graduations. You're going to be missing a lot of family stuff. So if that's not for you, that's totally fine. But you got to know the A and B side.
Absolutely. I know, speaking of missing family stuff, it was ironic. When we lived in Indiana, we never saw family because I worked the weekends. My husband worked the overnight weekends. And so we'd be ships passing in the night for a couple of years, and we missed all of our nephews' birthdays and everything. And so it was weird, because moving out here, we didn't miss anything more than we would have back in Indiana. But then, so it's tough. It's very tough. But hopefully you land on a team that has your back, that is flexible to help you out, because I'm always willing to help out my team. And then I know they'll do the same for me. That's huge.
Sure.
And not every station has that. Not every person will do that. And so when you find a team, you got to hang on to it. I love where I am now. Let me
No
just say.
question about it. No question. On here again with Pamela Gardner from NBC10, meteorologist on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is about that time now that we've reached the interactive game that I like to do with my guests on my podcast, which is called This or That. So what that means is I throw some things at you and you get to choose this or that. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Okay, here we go. So, Pamela, we've been vibing all conversation. Okay, you are absolutely amazing. I can't say it enough. So this first question is going to be definitely important. So here we go. KFC or Popeyes?
Oh, Popeyes.
Girl, I knew it. I knew it. We good. We good. Yes, indeed. You passed. I'm with it. Okay, here we go. We're going to stay with chicken, and we're going to do chicken wing flavors. Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Lemon pepper.
Okay, here we go. Do you like your wings wet or dry?
Wet.
Okay. Do you like your wings bone in or boneless?
Boneless.
We're going to be besties.
It's too messy.
We're going to be besties. We're only 2 questions in, girl. We're going to be besties. So we got a lot more. Here we go. These next 4 have to do with music concerts you rather attend. So here we go.
Okay. Which
concert would you rather go to? Would you rather see Luke Combs or Morgan Wallen?
Morgan Wallen.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Which concert would you rather attend? Would you rather go see Brandy or Monica?
Brandy.
Ooh, okay, I like it. I like the decisiveness. Which concert would you rather attend? Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
Drake.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Last one of
all
the
of
music.
Them. I'd go to all of them.
I know you would. Now, listen, we're not, just because you choose one artist, don't mean you don't like the other artists. I just want to state that out there. We like all the artists, no doubt. Here we go for the last music one. Which artist would you rather see in person? Carrie Underwood or Casey Musgraves?
Carrie Underwood.
Okay. Now, here we go. Which sports player would you rather choose? David Ortiz or Tom Brady?
Oh, that's a hard one. David Ortiz.
Okay. Which sports player would you rather choose? Reggie Miller or Peyton Manning?
Reggie Miller.
I feel that. Basketball in your roots. I love that.
I always say, put Reggie in. I was screaming that against the Celtics.
Oh, I love that. I totally love that. Okay, here we go. Which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Bowling.
Okay, are you a good bowler?
On Wii Bowling, which we got out recently, a blast from the past, because I'm like, the kids would like this on a rainy day.
Okay, Wii Bowling. Listen, I think that's the only part of bowling that my mother can actually beat me in, which is Wii Bowling. She can beat me in Wii Bowling. That's for sure. She's the best at it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Do you like desserts?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So here we go. I want to throw 4 different categories of desserts at you. You get to choose one that you'll never eat again. Okay, so here we go. First one is ice cream. The second one is cookies. So that's any kind of cookie. The third one is cake. That's any kind of cake. The last one is candy. Which one are you getting rid of that you'll never eat again?
Cookies.
Oh my goodness.
Because there's so many different varieties of cake and candy. You know?
I'm with you. I can't get rid of my cookies. My chocolate chip cookies.
That was tough, though.
That was tough, fam. It was. I put you in a very.
You can have a cookie cake. You can have a cookie cake.
That is true. That's true. But listen, we don't have a great American here, though. we don't have that. But that's fine. That's totally fine. Here we go. Redeem yourself, because do you like potato chips?
Yes.
Okay. Same process. 4 brands. You got to get rid of one of these brands you'll never eat again. Okay? So here we go. First brand is Doritos. The second brand is Ruffles. The third brand is Lay's. The last brand is Pringles. Which one are you getting rid of that you'll never eat again?
Lay's.
I like it. I like it. You redeemed yourself. I love it. I love it. Now, let me ask you, though, because every time I've asked somebody that question, are you a salt and vinegar person? Do you like that?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it normally people that are salt and vinegar chip people, they keep the Lay's and they get rid of the Pringles.
I know. But you know what my favorite, I mean, I can't get rid of Doritos, first of all, but my favorite snack food above potato chips of all time is flaming hot Cheetos.
See, that's why I didn't want to put in Cheetos, because Cheetos is obvious.
Thank goodness.
You can't go wrong with Cheetos. You can't go wrong cheesy or hot.
No, it's so good.
Okay. Are you so are you a buffalo sauce person when it comes to I figured that.
Yeah.
I figured you seem like you like a little spice with your food. A little
everything
spice.
Spicy, everything.
Okay. I got
Which I have to pull back on with the kids if I'm making tacos. I can't add the spice to the tacos. It's gotta be the mild.
Not so much. Yeah, I totally understand that. But listen, when adults are around, it's all good in the neighborhood, so we good.
It's spicy margaritas all day.
Okay, all right. You my kind of people I like to hang out with. I like that. Okay, here we go. This next question I love asking everybody in the industry, and that is, if you wasn't doing what you were doing, which is being a weather reporter, what career path would you have pursued and why?
An astronaut, because space and anything space related fascinates me.
Wow.
I wanted to be an astronaut before a meteorologist. And then
that is the first time I've ever heard anybody saying that. That is amazing. I love that.
It's intense.
Okay. Yep. So you would have been like Houston or NASA or something like that.
Yeah. I would be up in space with my hair up to here. Like
is that still a dream of yours? Like to be one day do something along those lines? Like maybe not be in space, but something with space, with NASA?
Yes.
Okay.
Somehow in some capacity. Yeah. I don't think I would travel to space unless I could take my whole family with me.
Sure. Absolutely.
That has changed.
I totally could see you doing something like that. I really could. That would be amazing. I'd be like, wow, I know her. That is awesome. You're doing a space thing. That's what's up. Okay. Let me ask you about advice that's given to you. Like, what is some advice that someone gave you that you hold on dearly to? Because we talked about advice you gave, but what is some advice someone has gave you?
Gosh, be yourself. Be authentic as you. I've tried not being me. In the past, when you're starting off, you're like, who should I be? What kind of meteorologist am I? That was exhausting and it didn't work out. And people can see right through it. So be your authentic self and you will find where you're supposed to be, wherever that may be. I find that I'm better here. I fit in here at this station versus when I was starting out, maybe not necessarily I fit in because I wasn't trying to be myself.
Right.
Not that I'm trying to be myself. I was trying to be someone else.
And oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, and just boundaries, set boundaries, make sure you get rest, work hard, play hard. I live by that.
Wow, look at that. I like the plug. I love it. And that's why I really named my podcast after that, because I really love to do that too. I like to work hard. I like to play hard.
When I saw that, I'm like, yes, amazing.
Absolutely. And listen, that advice that you just gave, be yourself, people think that, oh, well, that's pretty natural. No, it's really not, because when you see people in the industry, you're naturally going to envy where they are as far as their position is. You're like, well, maybe I should do what they do in order to get to where I want to go. And you kind of almost lose yourself because it's like you're trying to be something that you're not really comfortable being. I know I live by the hashtag DTBD, and people say, what does that mean? That means dare to be different. You don't have to be like somebody else. You can be yourself, be different. If it's unique, if it's peculiar, so the hell what? Be you. Because somebody's going to appreciate who you are. Somebody.
Exactly. And there's only one you, so who's going to own it? You.
Hello. So I love that. Which one would you rather be out and about, like covering live? Like, I want to know, would you rather be caught in a snowstorm? Would you rather be caught in a tropical rainforest. You'd rather be caught in a tornado as it's happening or going on, like you saw in the Twister movies or something like that? Or would you rather be in a hurricane or maybe an earthquake? Which natural disaster would you actually like to be out and about reporting live, standing in?
In a tornado, as the tornado is happening and crossing by. I've tried to do that. Didn't quite make it. I did a phoner as I was storm chasing one time, but no tornado actually occurred. It was a big lightning storm though, and it was really cool. But I've been in nor'easters, I've been in tropical storms. The tropical storms last for so many days that you don't sleep for 3 days. You're stuck with no power around, and you're soaking wet the whole time. And then nor'easters are incredible to cover. And if I'm going to be sent out in a nor'easter, I want to be on the coast where you can see the waves and the flooding. That's what I did for WBZ. I was out in every nor'easter that hit. So I've been there, done that. I don't want to really go back out in them. But
I understand.
The nor'easters are easier in the sense that if it's snowing, you're not necessarily soaked because you can wipe the snow off if it's a cold nor'easter. Does it make sense?
Wow.
So you're able to, once you run to the car with the heat on or the live truck, then you're dry. You can warm up, then you hop back out, do another hit in 5 minutes, and it's wild.
I love that. Okay. So as I told you, I've never been to Boston, and I would really, really love to come. I'm hoping to come either later this year or early next year for sure. What are some things? What's 3 things that I should do when I touch down in Boston?
Oh, it depends. So go to a game. Whoever's playing. Foxborough is pretty far. It's hard to get to. But if you want to take like an Uber or a taxi down there, that's worth it.
I'll probably go to a Celtics game because I'm huge into basketball.
Celtics. Okay, so that's easy because it's right downtown and it's all walkable. The city is very friendly as well. And it's an early city, I do warn, but on sports nights, people stay up kind of late around all the bars nearby and the restaurants. Definitely, go to Celtics. Yeah. Hang around. Like, I like history. So if you have a day and the weather's nice, do that Freedom Trail.
Okay.
My friends and I kind of bar hopped along there. There are lots of good spots. The North End for Italian food. Can't beat it. If it's warmer also and the weather's nice, a harbor cruise or a whale watching tour.
Okay. Yeah. Now I like both of those. Yes. Okay.
There's so much to do within such a short area because you have like Beacon Hill, you have the Common, you have Seaport, and it's its own different neighborhood of different feels. Charlestown has Bunker Hill, and that's kind of the end of the Freedom Trail. But there's like Warren Tavern where you can have oysters, and it's where George Washington, I think, dined.
Wow. Okay.
So historic, and it's still there, original.
Absolutely. So as the reason why I asked that question is because I'm a traveler. Obviously, me being a bachelor, I can do that. Yes. I love to be able to get out and about and see different cities and places, history, games. Obviously, I'm in the sports, but I'm also in the history as well. I love museums and different things of that nature. And there's just so much that you can see in a new city. One of the cities that I recently went to was Kansas City, and I saw the actual Negro League museum that they have there. And I like Kansas City. Kansas City was great. I'd never been there before. Boston is also on the itinerary as well. So I went to Kauffman Stadium. My goal is to go to all 30 MLB stadiums, 30 NBA stadiums, 32 NFL stadiums. So I'm hoping to go to all for sure.
How close are you? Have you been most?
MLB is halfway. I'm halfway. NBA, I'm way far off. I'm only about like maybe 15% in 5. I went to like 5 stadiums. And then football, I would say the same as NBA. MLB more so because baseball is just much cheaper as a ticket to go to and do that. But Fenway Park is there are more games, right? 162 as opposed to 16 or 82. But I want to be able to do that. So Fenway Park is definitely historic. Yes. And it's a place I definitely want to go to for sure.
It's amazing. I've been there a few times. Oh, it's so cool. Anywhere you sit, it's fun. It's a blast.
Well, listen, when I do get out there, I'm definitely gonna have to hit you up for some more places, fam. No, no
Yes.
question about that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are coming to the final two questions. This is rapid fire. This next question is rapid fire. The first thing that comes to your mind, well, you just say it, okay? Based upon the questions. All right, here we go. Favorite color?
Pink.
Okay. Favorite restaurant?
Parmelina's.
Parmelina's. Okay.
In North End in Boston.
North End in Boston, Parmelina's. Okay, here we go. Favorite Indiana Pacer?
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller. Okay. Favorite sandwich?
Ooh, an Italian sub.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Favorite sports movie?
Sports movie. Rudy. That's the first thing came to mind.
I feel it. I feel it. I love Rudy. Mine will be Remember the Titans. No question.
Oh, yes,
okay.
I love that one.
Absolutely. It's great. Favorite alcoholic drink?
Spicy margarita.
Fun fact, never had a spicy margarita. Never had one.
It's so fun. So fun because it's spicy, but it's a beverage.
Okay, so here's my thing before I get into a few more rapid fires. You know, Pamela, everybody can't make drinks. And it's very tough for people. Sometimes, you know, I'm a person that if you make a good drink, I'm gonna give a great tip. But if you make a bad drink, I'm still gonna give you a tip. It just won't be as good.
Right.
And margaritas is that tricky drink where you have to make right. It's like the Long Island iced tea. You have to make Long Island iced teas right.
Yes.
Because if you don't, it loses it. So look here.
I get it. I have only a few restaurants who can actually make it right. I don't attempt to make it.
Okay.
There are only a few restaurants on the South Shore where I actually get it, and other restaurants I don't even try. So I get Prosecco instead.
I need those restaurants. I need you to give me a list of those restaurants because I definitely will hit that up and try spicy margarita for sure.
Excellent.
Okay, here we go. Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Burgers or tacos?
Tacos.
Breakfast or dinner?
Dinner.
If you had 3 albums that you can listen to with no skips, what would those 3 albums be?
Oh my goodness. I'm terrible at albums.
Okay, we can switch it up.
Individual songs.
What 3 songs would you listen to that you can consistently listen to on repeat? You just press repeat and you consistently listen to and never get tired of. What 3 songs?
Shabuzi's The Bar. What is it? The Bar song?
Ooh, okay.
I'm obsessed. Obsessed. What's the other one? What is on my playlist? Why? I just listen to the radio usually, whatever comes on.
Well, see, you should. The radio plays them over and over again. You should definitely know that.
It's just a mix. Country, Stapleton, what is it?
Tennessee whiskey.
Yes, Tennessee whiskey. That's it. And then what's the other? It's a reggae band from Duxbury. See, I know everything.
Okay, well, look at your music taste. I like that reggae, country, and a little bit of I like that. Now, did you get a chance to listen to Shabuzi's album? Did you listen to his whole album?
Yes, I downloaded the whole thing.
Okay, great album. Great.
It was so good.
Great album. No question.
Stick figure.
Stick figure. Okay, cool. Yeah. Now, a couple more of the rapid fires. Okay. Which town would you rather plan a huge birthday bash in? Boston or Indiana?
Boston.
I love it. Okay.
Way more to do.
Got you. Last but not least on this one, okay? Which sport would you rather watch on TV? Would you rather watch volleyball or baseball?
Baseball.
Baseball?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, my last question to you, which would be my last question to any of my guests on here, because you've been absolutely amazing. No question about it. Is there anything else you would like to add about yourself or anything before we conclude?
No, I don't think so. I mean, fun facts, read it on my bio. I don't need to get into anything else. I don't know. Just I'm having fun, enjoying myself. And I don't feel like I work every day. I feel like I'm lucky enough to go on TV and talk about the weather. How cool is that? So it's really, really fun.
Absolutely. And you do an amazing job of that, of all the videos that I've watched. And I'm a new fan of yours, no question about
Thank
it.
you. Same.
And I really do, again, appreciate you allocating your time to me to come on my podcast. This was fun. No
Yes,
question
it
about
was.
it.
Thank you so much for
Anytime.
having me.
No problem. Anytime I'm in Boston, I'm going to hit you up. I got to say hello to you in person for sure.
Totally. Come to the station, hang out.
I certainly will. Well, you take care, Pamela, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday afternoon. And we will definitely be in touch.
Sounds good. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.